Steven Universe Save the Light is a legendary game. Not quite, but it is a lot of fun, and it is a throwback to old school RPGs, mainly turn-based ones. It has a lot of trappings that come with those classic RPGs, but it also has a lot to offer. I think especially as a long time, and by that I mean short time, fan of the series. Let me just start off by saying I'm a huge Steven Universe fan. Absolutely love the whole franchise. It is one of my favorite properties ever, probably. Just absolutely fell in love with this series and adore it to the ends of the earth. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to have an opinion. Doesn't mean I'm not going to be critical. But I do want to say, as a throwback to classic RPGs, if you've ever played games like Paper Mario, the original series, a lot of the mechanics from the old school Mario RPGs seem to be a big influence on the creators of this game. A lot of the pieces of those games can be seen in Save the Light, like the badge system. You can equip different badges to different characters that change stats, maybe give you more luck, give you more attack, do this, that, zip or rat. Sorry. But gives a lot of different options in terms of how you want to play the game. Character choices, there are not a ton. I think that's one thing that is definitely a bit of a disappointment, I suppose. There's a huge cast of great characters throughout the entire series, and they stuck with basically the bare bones. I mean, maybe a little bit more than that. You have Steenit, fuck. You have Steven, Garnet, Amethyst, Pearl, Connie, Greg, Peridot. I think those are all your characters you can play as. You get all the original voice actors reprising their roles here, and for the most part, you get some good dialogue, some funny scenes. Not everything is fully voice acted. There's a lot of stuff that's just, you know, text on screen, like kind of like, you know, kind of like how those old school RPGs did things. You know, you didn't always get big cutscenes. A lot of it was just text, and then occasionally you get a big cutscene. That's kind of how it plays here. There are a few, maybe 3 or 4, like fully voiced, you know, cutscenes, but for the most part, it's one-liners, if that, and sometimes really it's nothing at all. But that doesn't really take away from anything. I think the game is still a ton of fun. The combat is fun, exploring is fun. There are a few parts that I think are, for lack of a better term, annoying. You'll find certain areas in the map where you can do certain things with specific characters to unlock alternate paths, where there's usually an arsenal of goodies awaiting you. But that is only annoying in the sense that you can only have a party of 4. One of them is Steven, 3 other characters. I know that earlier I said there weren't a ton of characters in the game, but even with the amount they give you, you'll go to an area where you need Greg and he's not in your party. So what do? We got to go back to find a portal where you can then switch characters, grab Greg, bring him back to where that spot was, use his dumbass, unlock the area, then go back to the warp because I don't want to use Greg. So bye-bye Greg, grab the person you want and go back on your journey. It's just annoying because it happens pretty frequently. Granted, these areas are not required. They're not specific pathways you have to go down. But, you know, anyone who plays these kind of games is going to want extra goodies. That's what makes it fun. That's how you get more experience and all that good stuff. Find different badges. So stuff like that. I had a lot of technical issues where I would get stuck in walls and have to just, like, quit the game, basically, because there was no way out. Couldn't switch characters. There were different spots where you would clip through areas you obviously weren't supposed to be. And I feel like it's one of those things where it's just, unfortunately, it's a game made by Cartoon Network's game studio, whatever it was. I don't see them going back and patching this kind of stuff. I feel like once they make something, it's like, oh, we'll update it for a few months, maybe. And then it's like gone to never be mentioned again, but still sold at full price. But for the most part, I just want to say this game was fun, especially as a big fan of Steven Universe. I absolutely loved the new characters. There's a new villain in this game, Hessonite, who I thought was great. The voice actress did a fantastic job. Character was interesting. It's a short game. It's not super long. I believe I beat it in about 10 hours. So, you know, it's not a gigantic Final Fantasy length RPG, but for what it is, I really thought they did a good job and expanded on the universe in a way that I think really benefits anyone who is interested in more from what they offered in the show. This was a total fun time. If you like Steven Universe in any way, I think you'll absolutely have a good time at the very base level. And if you're a big RPG fan, classic RPG fan, classic Final Fantasy fan, any of that kind of stuff, I think you're really going to find a lot of love and care put into this project. So I loved it, and I look forward to playing another Steven Universe adventure one day down the line. But thanks for listening, and I'll catch you guys next time.